What'd you do? Pay them to drive you home faster?
Strange enough, I did actually.
You speak like a native speaker. You are very, very fluent.
And I'm really fun being taught by Mr. Trevor.
That's great.
Thank you, sir. I'll pay you later.
Is this scripted?
It's scripted.
Is this scripted?
To be honest, I'm not going easy on you guys.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Temperature next week, by the way.
45.
40.
Background is unique.
Unique, of course. Everything from you is unique.
Good to meet some amazing students.
Yes, you're early.
I'm early. I made it. Yes.
What'd you do? Pay them to drive you home faster?
Strange enough, I did actually. So there we go. And then I got home and someone had locked my front door. So yeah, I still made it despite, not because. Anyway, how are you doing?
John, I'm doing great. John, Giles, John.
Hello.
Hi, Giles. How are you?
I'm very well, John. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing great today.
Good. Where are you?
I'm in Da Nang City. How about you?
You're both in Da Nang. Right. I'm in Khobar, which is near Dammam, which is near Bahrain, but is in Saudi Arabia. So
Okay.
So you
So
win.
how's life in Saudi Arabia these days?
Lives on the
Hot
beach.
and, did you? Well, have you ever lived in Saudi Arabia?
No.
All right.
I've never been.
It used to be a very, very different country. Like women can't drive and things like that.
Yes.
But now it's moderately the same as everywhere else in the world, with the one exception of there is no alcohol.
Right. Okay. A
Officially.
good friend of mine was a producer at the arts festival there about 9 months ago. There was
Right.
an international arts festival in Riyadh.
Right. They're going big guns on that. Oh, wait a second. I'm just going to look for my mouse. 1 second.
Sure.
So did you have to work today, John, or it was a pretty relaxed day again?
I didn't work as such, Trevor, but I spent a couple of hours working on lesson plans for upcoming work at the English Centre.
Oh, okay.
Right. Oh, right. So Riyadh. Yes. Riyadh and Dammam, two big cities. Big in size, not necessarily in population.
Right.
Told you already, we've got a couple of students from, well, no, not a couple. One of them joined, one didn't join yet, from Qatar.
All right. Very, very small country.
Yeah. Statistics, I was researching it, said that it's the richest country in the world per capita.
Uh-huh.
I can believe that. Yes.
Who's that? Who is that guy? Who is that guy? I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, I'm saying I haven't seen you for a long time.
We had to take three classes off because of all their high school entry tests and everything else.
Well, let me introduce to myself. My name is Gabby. I'm currently 13 years old. And I'm currently at the last interest class. I'm here to welcome you guys for our final lesson, our grand lesson today. I hope
vocab champion, Mr.
Yeah.
Gabby.
I hope you have a great time here.
Gabby
I'm
won
sure
our
we will.
vocab champion.
Yeah.
He won the vocab championship for the interest 40 class. He wrapped it up in lesson 6.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Gabby, where are you located? Where are you?
I'm currently at Vietnam. I'm a Vietnamese.
Okay, and what city are you in?
I'm currently at Comfa. It's like a really small city in the province of Quang Ninh. Yeah.
Ben.
I don't know Vietnam. So where is Quang Ninh?
It's
Quang Ninh is currently
Halong Bay, the Bay of Dragons. You know,
Up north.
up in the northeast, the Bay of Dragons. It's right next door to that.
All right. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Very beautiful place.
I'm also very near to the capital of my country, which is Hanoi.
All right. Okay. I know Hanoi, so I know where roughly we are now. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, all of the students in here, we do have some students from India and one in Qatar now, and we're getting a lot more from Indonesia because of my roots there from when we used to teach there. But this actual class, there's only 4 guys in here. They're all from the Northeast Kwanling province.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah. 2 of them are from Kumfa, the next town. Because you got Halong Bay, which is Halong City, which is a national World Heritage site with all the dragon bays and all the mountains, and it's really beautiful there. And then 20 kilometers north of that, you have where we first opened up, and I started working with Niue, Kumfa, which is where Gappy and Bacon, another fellow who's going to join us, are in Kumfa, longtime students. And then we opened up a school in 2017 at the next small city called Van Don. And in Van Don is another beautiful place. It's all along the same bay again, which is where Jack and Coco both live. And here's Jack.
Right.
Good morning, Jack.
Oh, good afternoon. No, wait. Good evening.
Long time no see.
Yes.
I see you still have your spacesuit on. Did you and your brother just land for the class or what? His brother is in one of the other classes.
No, yeah, we've
aliens.
just landed.
You've just landed. So what part of the universe were you exploring today?
I don't know the name. It's
A different language?
I couldn't understand. It's aliens language. I couldn't.
Oh, so only your brother knows that language.
Yes.
Okay. Now I get it. Jack has been with us for a long time. Well, ever since we opened up in the school in Van Don. Beautiful little place. I actually wanted to move there. It's really nice.
One fun fact that I have been here longer than Mr. Trevor, to be honest. I've been in this center. I've been studying in this center for like approximately 6 years to 7 years. I started studying here when I was like 6 years old. And
Wow.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, we got videos of him then when he was like 5-6 years old.
Fantastic.
Gabby, I have to say that the centre must have done a wonderful job teaching you English because you speak like a native speaker. You are very fluent.
I have studied a lot of vocabularies and also know how to change my voice and type of that. It's really fun and entertaining for the past years, and I'm really fun being taught by Mr. Trevor.
That's great.
Thank you, sir. I'll pay you later.
Is this scripted?
Scripted.
Is this scripted? Shh.
Yeah, just join.
Recorded. I'm gonna have to cut that out now. Unbelievable. You guys are hurting my reputation. So yeah, John is from Australia, but he lives here. I'm kind of doing a little introduction on my own, and I met John here working with a Better Vietnam, which is quite a large charity organization now that helps lower income provinces areas to learn English. And I did some volunteer work with him. Well, let's greet Bacon here first. Bacon's a clever little preparer.
Yeah, he's also my nemesis, to be honest.
Yes, they're always fighting, those two, just like brothers.
I have created a lot of nemesis.
They look like brothers.
Well, a lot of people misunderstood us as being brothers, but I don't bother.
Where's that Coco? Is he still climbing coconut trees?
Yeah.
Oh, Coco's always late. Bacon, how are you today?
Hello.
Long time no see.
I'm sleepy.
You're sleepy. We better get your coffee. How are you today? Besides sleepy.
Not good.
Not good. All right. What's your problems, Bacon? Tell us your problems. You get in a fight with your mom and dad again?
No.
No?
Did you do good in your
It's with my girl.
Your girl.
Yes.
Got a girlfriend now, do you?
She don't mind it.
How old are you, Bacon? How old are you?
I'm 15.
You're 15. And women trouble already, huh?
15 in Vietnamese years. You're not 15.
What?
You're not 15.
He's technically 15 since he's born at
I'm confused.
Yeah, Vietnam, they count the first year when you're still
Yeah.
in the
I
womb.
know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm officially 14, I think.
Yeah, you're 14. Jack's 14. Coco's 14. Gappy's 13.
13, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Where's that Coco holding us up again? Unbelievable. All right. So let's.
Coco, actually, we already contacted, and then the mom said something. Maybe he's on the way.
Oh, okay.
So
He is climbing the coconut trees again. So back to a quick introduction here. Gappy and Bacon are both from Comfa. Jack and coconut tree climber there is coming. He's on the way. John is Australian, but he teaches here in Da Nang. I met John. Well, actually, I did. It wasn't actually through a better Viet. How the heck did I meet you? I'm confused.
It was through your initial contact with A Better Vietnam, I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, right. Because we volunteered.
We met with classes. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So Better Vietnam is, well, I'll let you tell it about it.
Okay.
Tell them what it is.
We are a small NGO operating in central Vietnam, founded by a Vietnamese university lecturer to provide English conversation practice with native speakers for young people, usually from lower socioeconomic backgrounds. So in central Vietnam, there are some poor provinces, and a lot of young people don't get an opportunity to meet foreigners or to be able to practice their English with a native speaker. So our project provides that opportunity.
And we've been really good friends ever since.
Yes.
We met a couple of years ago. Now, for Mr. Giles Pepper, I met him through a couple of other friends. We both worked in Jakarta, Indonesia. We never worked together, but we hung out with all the same tennis players, had a lot of mutual friends, and just kept contact throughout the years. And he is now, he's from, you're correct me if I'm wrong here. You're from northern London, aren't you? In a suburb in the north of London, close to London?
Just outside London.
Just
outside London, but north of London, but not in North London.
Okay. So he's English. Unfortunate for us today, but no, just kidding.
That's no advantage. Seeing all these young people, there'll be streets ahead.
To be honest, I'm not going easy on you guys.
Yeah,
Don't you worry.
I'm here for the competition.
There won't be any advantages because I'm not going easy on you guys.
What page today, Mr. Shaw?
Well, we're on the last page review, but there's only about a third of the words that are from the actual reading. The rest I handpicked myself, of course. But it's not the hardest vocab challenge. This one it's good, but it's not the hardest ones we've had.
Right.
So I'll let Giles tell you where he is now and what he's been doing, because I haven't seen Giles for 10 years now, because it was when I left Jakarta and he left not long after, I think.
Yes. Well, I moved from Jakarta to Spain, and Spain's a lovely country to live in, but a bad country to work in. And because of that, I got a job in Saudi Arabia. And I'm sure you know Saudi Arabia. Very, very, very big country, actually.
It is.
And I live and work in Saudi Arabia next to a very, very small country called Bahrain, which is on the east side, probably for you, east east side of the country, and it's yes, it's very, very hot there. I think I win in the heat challenge. It's 42 today.
Oh.
So, and it hasn't finished heating up. It'll be hitting 50 to 52 maybe next week or next month.
I'm not visiting.
Yeah,
No.
that's too much for me.
Yes.
Wow. And you live in a compound as well, right?
And I live in a compound. It's like a holiday complex, but with yes, a holiday complex, swimming pools, sports halls, tennis courts. Oh, it's very good. And yeah, so it's a great place. It's a great place with very friendly people. Saudis are very friendly. It's a very nice place.
Yeah.
So, but the temperature, the weather can be rather over the top sometimes.
Yeah, I would say if you're going to be in the 40s on average, that's a little
Yeah.
wowzers.
I thought 32 degrees already hot.
Yeah. Well, how hot is it there today?
Oh, well, it started
It's
raining
only in
in
20.
the morning, and then it started to get hot in the afternoon, like approximately like about 32 degrees or 35 degrees. It's kind of
Right.
hot,
Yeah.
Well,
No, it's not that hot.
yeah, but still, it's quite a hot in the summer, but really cold in the winter.
right. How cold is
Really
really
cold.
cold?
You
Ask
forget the
Trevor
Canadian
what
and
cold means. Yes.
an Englishman here. Yeah. How cold does it get in Comfa, Gappy?
Ooh. From the lowest I can think it's like about 12 degrees or even lower than that.
Right. Okay.
I think the
It can get
coldest
to-
I've seen in the
It
last
can get to
years.
6.
Yeah, it can get to 6 degrees.
Right.
6 degrees or like
That's the temperature next week, by the way.
45.
Oh,
45.
No.
that's going to leave you some sunburns.
So does anybody go swimming in the pools?
Oh, I do. Mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just went to a water park yesterday. And
Watch
it's
a what?
raining.
Watch a what, Gappy?
I went to a water park yesterday and it started raining, which is absolutely disappointing.
Brilliant.
Well, that's okay. You're going to get wet anyway.
Exactly.
Still have a good day. Yeah. No, I've been in weather. Well, I was in Montreal, the coldest day in Montreal, and that hit minus 50. And I got stranded north of Lake Superior in 1995, and it was a world record, a Canadian record for the coldest winter snap.
Hello.
We dropped to
Oh,
minus 76.
no.
Minus 76. Wow.
Oh, yeah. My truck froze on the road, just dead. And luckily, I saw some lights in the distance. My fingers were turning blue, my ears, my face, everything. I thought I was going to die, but it was a hotel and a gas station and a bar. I was set for the night.
Wow.
Yeah, Trevor, is
Yeah.
that minus 76 Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Celsius.
Whoa. Okay.
My hands, my feet were ready to fall off. I was going to die if I hadn't found that, because it was like 100 miles between little gas stations. It's way up in northern Ontario, way up on the North Superior side. Coco, you made it.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
as the plans, can I have Miss Jamie take a few pictures?
Yes, take our final photo. All right, make it fix your camera. Show us
sorry.
those muscles.
It's really dark here because like I'm with my sister.
My background is unique.
Unique, of course. Everything from you, unique.
Yeah, I've never seen a wall before. It's really, really unique.
Gappy.
No, this is not a wall. This
More
is a
lights,
ceiling.
Gappy.
Oh, sorry, it's just too dark here. I want to change my camera point of view.
Yes,
Oh, that's
please.
good. It's good. All right. So let's give it us all a cheese here at a 3, 2, 1. And so we'll have our final picture for Interest 40. 3, 2, 1. Cheese. All right, got a couple of snaps. The only one not smiling is Jamie.
She's ready.
Jamie,
Who's Jamie?
one of our new administrators. Yeah. So you missed everything, Coco. We're almost done now.
Yeah, maybe I will learn later. I guess I will ask later.
No. Before we get started here, Coco is the other fella from Jack's area up in Van Dun.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to.
Jamie? Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
There she is.
Cheese. Good.
Get some extra pictures, are we?
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Out of coffee. Unbelievable. How could I be out of coffee? So we're just going to summarize, because we already did introductions and chats and everything else. John Best is Australian, but he lives here in Da Nang. He works with a better Vietnam, which is a charity organization helping underprivileged areas and students to make sure that they get to practice speaking with natives and all this kind of stuff. And we were lucky to do a little bit of work with them, with New Way and a better Vietnam. And we've become friends ever since. Are you still there, Coco?
Of course, I'm still here.
Well, then what are you doing in a cave again?
Now I'm doing some repositioning.
Repositioning.
That's background that I had was the ceiling.
Was assuming?
Was a ceiling.
Oh, it was a ceiling. Oh, it wasn't even a wall. Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
So you're doing your Spider-Man interpretation or impressions today.
Yeah. Here is my book.
All right. And Mr. Giles Peppers is from England, just north of London. But he's now presently teaching in Saudi Arabia. And it's 45 degrees there.
Yeah.
It's extremely hard. And of course, today we have another guest, which is Miss Lay, which most of you already know. But she's going to be our special judge today, just in case we have two people say the word at the same time. So she's going to help me decide who said it first. All right. So what else can I say before we get started? Thank you very much for John and Giles to join us as our guests today for our last class. I intend on having many more guests in other levels of interest as we continue to develop this program. So special thanks from me and Miss Lay and New Way for you guys coming today. Thank you.
Pleasure for
We all appreciate it.
Yes. We all appreciate it.
And from everybody here except Gappy, who's going to kick the you-know-what out of everybody.
No.
And Miss Lay, of course, for agreeing to be an extra judge. And congratulations to you four right off the get-go here, because you guys have been incredible, and you just keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and your communication has improved so much, and your pronunciation is, on many occasions, if I couldn't see your face, I would think that you were a Westerner. You guys have done really well, and you've been with us for some of you a lot longer, but most of you for a few years, all of you for at least a few years. And it's been a pleasure teaching all of you guys from me and Miss Lay. We've had a lot of good times, and I got a lot of videos to edit to show it. So with that being said, let's start our vocab challenge. And again, congratulations to Gappy for winning the final one.
Yeah, GG's guys.
Yeah.
You have a special certificate coming.
Yeah.
For you.
And I still don't care.
Hey, yo.
I lost because I was absent.
Yes, Coco was one who says, I don't care if I win the vocab challenge. I don't even use a book.
Yeah, I just care about the communication,
No, it's the exposure, and that is the key. It's all about, if we can find topics that make it interesting for us to create conversation, and then back that up with some vocabulary and structures, then it makes the learning process a lot more entertaining. And if we have topics, then you're not just learning English, you're actually learning about other things around the world, and that's what we try very hard to do for every lesson. So the interest 40 was called If I Knew Then What I Know Now. And the final lesson I figure is I know now. So the last question on your test next week for your final test is actually going to be, and I'll send it to you in a couple of days, but I'll just let you know. The last, what do they call it? Topic development. I think that's what they call it, is going to be, if you knew now 5 years ago, what would you do differently? Or what would you have done differently? So that'll be your final task in your test. So if you knew 5 years ago what you know today, what changes or what decisions would you have made differently? That's going to be your final question. Final test, just so you know. All right, let's get started. Our first word tonight is it could be a noun, it could be a person. We're looking for the person. It's going to be a person who actively promotes the goals of a cause.
Protest.
Protest is close, but it's not protest.
Wait, so will John and Giles join us for the vocab challenge?
That's why they're here.
Oh, yes, we're waiting.
Yes.
That's why they're here.
That should be more unfair than the case of your dad.
Are you picking on my dad?
Because your dad
Philanthropist.
because your dad wasn't a teacher, an English teacher, and
No, he wasn't. He was not, and he lost to Gappy. That's right. No, philanthropist is someone who gives to charities and gives large amounts of monies for, well, as a whole lesson on philanthropy. But no, we had that before in lesson 34. Not a philanthropist.
I haven't.
This is kind of people who are supporting maybe a political party. And it can be protesters.
An advocate.
Advocate, yeah. To be an advocate for something, that would be a synonym for sure.
Oh, yes, a synonym. I'm trying.
A person who actively promotes the goals. Right. Well, think about when people are trying to win an election. What kind of an organization or a team do they need to build? The people on that team are called what?
Proponent.
No, proponent is.
I was going to say proponent, but no. I can't say what it is either.
Oh, what was that, Gappy?
Exponent.
No, that's getting off track a bit. I don't know how to explain exponent, proponent. Proponent is a piece of the puzzle, isn't it?
The guys are coming up with some good synonyms, Trevor.
Oh, lots of synonyms. Yeah. We almost need to have an award part just for synonyms to the words we're looking for. Because that's a common.
Can I give it a try?
Yeah, of course. You got to answer as fast as you can.
Okay. Would it be a lobbyist?
Lobbyists are the people who are already in there. They have jobs and they negotiate for passing laws, right?
Yeah.
So these are the people supporting to get someone elected.
Okay.
And it's not supporter either, therefore.
Well, that's another synonym.
Proponent?
No. Oh, I thought you guys would get this one quick.
Exponent.
I'm going to give you. Well, propose is you're offering something, right? You're proposing an idea, proposing a plan. Oh wow. Okay. So, well, let's say I'm running for Prime Minister of Canada, and I want to get some votes, and I build a team. These people are all for me.
Defenders.
No.
Elector.
Well, they're the people. No.
Supporter.
I'm gonna have some examples here. I'm gonna give you an example sentence. You're all gonna be like, "Oh, I know that." In about 5 seconds here.
That sounds really bad.
We're a little rusty.
Champion.
A person who takes part in an organized activity that are intended to change something in society. In animal rights. She's for Friends of the Earth.
Does it begin with A?
Again, Giles?
Does it begin with A?
Starts with a C.
All right, so it's not activist.
Not an
Campaigner.
Yeah, there you go, Jack. Say it again.
Campaigner.
Campaigner.
Chap.
Wow.
Oh, campaign.
Well done.
Really rusty right now.
There we go. Campaigner. A campaign. Political campaign. Campaign to support something. Sheesh.
Right. Very good. Well done. Who got it?
Jack
Jappy.
gets the
Oh,
first.
Jappy.
There are 20
Tokyo.
vocabulary.
Yeah.
Tokyo Jack. That was his old name. Yeah. So what do we got here? We got John
Before
here.
it was only Tokyo.
Been a while since I've done this.
Well, yeah, we took 3 weeks off. I notice when we take a few weeks off, when it happens from time to time, everybody gets a little rusty because they don't get that practice. Not as sharp as they used to be.
No, it's just 2 classes. 3 weeks sounds bad.
Yeah, but he keeps saying that.
Yeah.
Coco's going to make a great politician.
Yeah.
Or lawyer, one or the other. All right, campaign was the first one off the board. Our second one, and you Comphonians get this very quickly.
Heritage.
Heritage. Coco gets it.
Well,
I'm not using a book. I'm not even use Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like a 0.
where is that picture? Is that Bay of Dragons?
Yeah, it's Bay of Dragons.
That's
Halong
how
Bay.
Bay right there.
Very
The
nice.
first.
Oh,
the
it's
biggest.
beautiful. It's like over 100 kilometers of these all along the coastline. It's just beautiful. And then they're still on land. They're growing right out through the cities. Like it's just absolutely remarkable. And they have these beautiful hawks. They're Seahawks, but I'm sure there's another name for them. I did look for them, and they have their nests up on top of all of these little mountains, limestone mountains. And they're just beautiful big hawks that fly around the sky all the time. It's just beautiful. They're really beautiful. When I first went there, I was like, wow, unbelievable.
Yeah, and there's sometimes dolphin too.
Do they get dolphins up there sometimes?
Sometimes.
Okay.
For real?
And I just saw one in
Is there dolphins?
yesterday.
Dolphin.
There is.
You saw a dolphin yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, in a picture.
In a picture.
Oh my gosh.
It might be photoshopped. Oh my god.
In a picture. Okay. Did you ever see a bear? Oh yeah, in the zoo.
Yeah, but the dolphin very rarely appear like a years once a years.
I would think it'd be difficult for the dolphins to navigate through Halong Bay because behind all of these scenic rocks too, there's all these commercial fishing and farming and all that stuff. So there'd be a lot of nets and a lot of. It would be dangerous for the dolphins to hang out here.
And my mom saw some when she was young, when she was at my age.
Now, I believe that.
Oh, wow.
I believe that. All right. So heritage site. Heritage was the word we were looking for. Okay. Now, usually, because this one obviously is going to be extended a little bit. Usually, we would review the words, and then we have like a sentence challenge after where they have to take not just the input, but we'd have to make sentences with the words, and then we would do a reading about the topic that the vocab is coming from. But I have a feeling today the vocab's going to go a little longer.
Yeah, it should be.
It should be. Avoid the work. Let's just have the fun.
That's my favorite part, not the part of guessing the word itself.
Ooh. Punishment.
Right. Conflict. No.
Punishment.
Fine. No.
Embargo.
We recently just did this against Russia.
Function.
Embargo.
No.
John say something, but I couldn't hear John.
Can't hear John. Again, John? Sanctions. John is on the board. Australia gets a point.
Right. Gosh.
Yeah.
I just got that
Okay.
word.
You should have a good day, right?
I hope so.
A good day. Good day. Yeah, sound like Jeff now. Funny. The interest 29, it just struck me when I said Australia is on the board because the Indonesians in interest 30 have been on a 15-week tear. There's 2 Indonesians, 2 Vietnamese, 1 Indian, and 3 Vietnamese, 1 Indian, and 2 Indonesians. And the 2 Indonesians in that class have combined have won the vocab challenge 15 weeks in a row.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, well, Gappy knows one of them. He does the advanced reading and studies with us at Adam.
Yeah.
And he tied the record of 13 vocab as well. So there's 3 of you now. Jack, Gappy, and Adam all have scored 13, got 13 of the 20 vocabs. So they're
What did I got? 13?
was it bacon, right?
Mhm.
Well, is there 4 now that got 13? 3 of you got it, right? Gappy, you did it once too?
Gappy got 1.
And Jack was the first one to hit 13 out of 20. And Adam did it. And it's funny because he went 12.
Bacon as well.
And then a week after he went 13. And then a week after he went 12 again. He almost did it 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Pretty good. But he's improved. He's only 11 years old. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's got a trophy wall now. Like the whole wall is just shelves full of English trophies that he keeps winning all over the country.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Oh, yeah. It's incredible. Incredible. All right. Let's go to number 4. It's an easy one.
Oh no.
Exhausted.
Not exhausted.
Yawning.
Yawning.
I'm dreamy.
Dozy.
Dozy. England is on the board.
All right. Okay.
It is 3 for Indonesia. 1. See, it's kind of unfair here because you only have 1 representative for Australia and 1 for England. But, you know,
3 for Vietnam, you mean?
and 3 points for Vietnam. So it's Vietnam versus Australia versus England.
Vietnam versus the world, and Vietnam is winning.
I think the odds are stacked against us, Giles.
Well, but if you compare age, you still outnumber them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
They have youth on their side.
But you have experience and wisdom on your side.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
if only. Oh, if only.
Drowsy.
Oh,
To be sleepy. Drowsy. All right.
well,
3-1-1. And Gappy is leading the bunch by 1 point. That's
Who's
good.
3? We got 3.
2, no, 3. Coco's got 1. Oh, no. What am I talking about? Jack's got 2 points. Jack
Yeah.
is the lead right
No,
now.
I only
Sorry.
got 1.
Did you get 1, Gappy?
No, I haven't.
I got 2 points here for
Me
Jack.
and
Ah,
Coco.
nobody guess. Nobody guess here yet. Let's just double check your campaign. We're on number 5. So yeah, no, you could only have 1 point. No, there's 5 points. No, we are number 5. It's okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Number
that's-
4. We are in number 4, right?
It's only me and Coco.
We're on number 5.
That's
Right.
fine.
I'm wrong. It's a 4-way tie with 1 point. All right, here we go.
All right.
That's kind of a story.
Investigation.
Details?
He's not guilty. He's not guilty. He's not going to be charged for a reason. He has something. He didn't murder John. How do you know that?
The proof.
Alibi.
Who said that? Bacon?
Yes.
Alibi. He has an alibi. 6 witnesses claim that Ted was at a dinner party Saturday evening. John was murdered Saturday evening. Alibi. He has proof or witnesses to show that he couldn't have committed the crime. Good one.
well done.
An alibi in Alabama.
Sweet Alabama, as Gappy was reading the other day. I was like, where in the world did you hear that song?
I've heard it from my father.
Sweet Alabama. All right, here we go. This is very, very, very
Hard.
British adjective.
Yeah.
All right.
Britishish. Britishish.
Oh, blind.
If I could say that. If I could say such
No,
a thing.
you can't.
Oh.
British.
Highly used in exploration.
Hmm.
What
Sounds-
kind of what kind of explorer would you call Christopher Columbus or
Trade.
Cook? Or
Trade, it definitely trade. Trade is the most British-ish thing I can heard.
Jade?
I can think of. Trade.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Right.
British that just randomly pop up in some harbor and say, "Hey, can I trade with you guys?" And then all your empires just
Does the word
burn
start with
down.
A?
That's how they
Oh.
start. Yes.
Coco's quite the historian. He's taught us a few lessons on Roman history and all kinds of.
Adventure.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's been a joyful adventure teaching this class for sure.
Audacity.
All right. So what would you call a brave explorer or someone who's willing to take dangerous risks as an entrepreneur, for example?
An Odyssey.
Courageous.
Yeah, I like courageous.
Intrepidity.
An
Starts with an
Odyssey.
Audacious.
Cardassian would start.
Cardassian. Fearless.
Bold.
Starts with an I.
Intrepid.
I do not like words starting with
Oh.
a
Infiltrate.
Australia takes the lead.
Oh.
The Aussie.
An intrepid explorer, an intrepid adventure, an intrepid entrepreneur. Yes. Extremely brave and showing no fear of dangerous situations. And mostly it's used when I was looking at examples in Cambridge. A lot of it was mostly about explorers, but they use it in other ways as well. But intrepid, yeah. That's the word we're looking for.
Well done.
Intrepid. So we got only Bacon not on the board yet. Ooh, what's going on, Bacon?
I'm on the board.
Bacon just got
So what did I do wrong here?
yeah, you number
Gappy.
5 Bacon. Number 5 Bacon got number 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Feeling mind block.
Bacon got alibi.
Alibi.
Alabama.
Well,
I'm getting mind blocked.
John did get 2 points.
Yeah,
Gappy,
John got number 3 and number 6.
Gappy, did you get one yet?
Gappy.
Not yet.
No.
Okay,
No.
so that's where I made a mistake. I gave Gappy a point somewhere for some reason here.
What?
Yeah.
So Gappy is the one who hasn't got a point yet. Okay, there we go. All right, everybody's got a point except for Gappy. John's got the lead by 1 point. He's got 2. All right, intrepid. See, that's why I need Miss Lay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting old. But I'm not the oldest one here today. That's like a first.
No.
Oh no, my father doesn't count.
Why? Your mother as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. They are
Your
definitely
mom.
older than me. All right, this was really hard to find a good picture, so you really got to look at the sentences here. And the definition at the bottom, of course. State of being harmed or damaged.
Broken. Like my heart.
Smoking and drinking should be to their health.
Detriment.
Detriment. That's right. Who got it?
Me.
Bacon?
Whoa, very
That was-
quick.
Bacon?
Yeah.
Was that
Yes,
you, Bacon?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Detriment. Correct.
Fairly.
All right. Pretty even across the board so far. Detriment. All right. Here's a new word that we have definitely not done, or I cannot remember any time that we've had this word come up in any of our classes.
Odd.
Well, that's a synonym for sure, but there's a much fancier word than just odd. That couple really describes it best.
Crazy. Frenzy. Berserk.
Berserk.
Here. Insincere. Eccentric.
Eccentric. Gappy gets it. Boom.
Oh, bang.
Just like that.
Well done, Gabby.
Gappy. Gabby's one of the girls, actually. She's from the Philippines in one of our classes, but she got hit really hard with that. Actually, a quick story. Gabby, a young girl, she's 8, and her 2 younger brothers are in some of our classes. And they were right in the eye of that hurricane that came through in, what was it, in December or January that hit the Philippines?
I don't know.
Maybe December.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking December too. Yeah, they were evacuated. They literally, like, I looked at on Google Map where they were and where the eye came through. It came right up on the bay, and they're right on the water. Their father is Australian, and he married a Filipino woman, and they have two twins, two boys, Emmanuel and Rafael, and a daughter, Gabrielle. And yeah, they got evacuated big time because he bought a beachfront land and they built a house right on the beach. So the tornado or the hurricane came smack right to his front door. His beach is gone. And when he went back to the house a week or whatever after whatever it was when the storm had calmed and they could get through it. Well, no, it was weeks. It was weeks before he could get back because of the flooding and everything. They couldn't even get to the house. And when he did get there, he said the inside of the house was chest high in water and mud.
Not good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the house was built really solid. So the frame and everything, the structure was still there, but everything else was torn apart. His chicken house, his guest house, annihilated. He had built all these little villas on, not villas, but little barbecue pits with, like little roofs for families who come down and pay to hang out for the day and swim at the beach. All of it's gone. Everything.
Yeah, that's a bad idea to build a house like that in the Philippines.
Well, he's right. Yeah, he's right in like major central. He's on Leyte across from Cebu.
The storm should hit Vietnam afterwards.
That one didn't come. It actually turned off and went up north. But the year before, we got one that came into central Vietnam. Yeah. It was only a few weeks ago in April that they finally got power back in that area for 1 hour a morning. Yeah. Just unbelievable devastation.
I hope your Filipino family didn't have all their eggs in one basket there. Did they have other things elsewhere to keep them going?
Yeah, I haven't spoken to him that much since this happened. But Jeff is he's a retired Australian school principal. He's kind of one of my mentors. He helps me a lot with IELTS and English and stuff. So I mean, they're fine financially. They have his full pensions and everything. Good. He owns properties in Australia and he has 3 or 4 properties along that area, but a lot of it is just land. So he still has the land. It's just the one house that he had built on the beach, what was their main home. Right. So he's gonna have a setback, and they probably stayed with the wife's family in town, which was about 20 kilometers inland or something. So, but yeah, certainly they took a hit for sure. Not possible that they couldn't have, but I'm sure they'll be fine.
At least he'd spread his risk, so he hadn't. I have a friend who left Saudi Arabia, moved to Shargao to his house, rebuilt his house. 2 weeks later, goodbye ceiling, goodbye house, goodbye roof. Very bad timing.
In the Philippines too.
Yes. Same time. He was in Shargao.
Oh, just this last hurricane.
Oh, literally 2 weeks after he'd finished rebuilding his house.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think they have much for house insurance down there.
No.
Yeah, there is a phenomenon in Vietnam about the storms. Like in the northern and north central Vietnam, it hit the area would have been hit a lot by the storms from the Philippines and elsewhere. So the houses there tend to be made more well made than the ones in the southern central and the southern Vietnam. Right.
Yeah, well, if you're in that kind of an area, you really do have to try to build accordingly.
Yeah, and whenever a storm hit the south, the central, and the southern part, it definitely devastated.
More damage.
Yeah.
Well, that would be like a tornado hitting ground in Canada or something,
but it really do
cause a lot of damage because houses wouldn't be designed to defend against something like that. No, but everybody's safe, so that's good. I do have contact with them again, but anyhow,
that's the important thing.
Yeah. All right, eccentric. Let's get back to our challenge. All right. Implied, though not plainly expressed.
Implicit.
Yeah. Say it again, Bacon.
Implicit.
Implicit. The stress is on plis. Implicit. Yeah. All right. Yeah, maybe I jumped to this picture a little too quick. I didn't realize that we still had, or the conversation was still going on. Sorry about that, Coco. And that's an example too of what Jack re-entered again. You want to re-enter again, Jack? Oh, he's frozen, is he? All right, okay. That's kind of the idea of interest for speaking too, is that I remember when we were in Jakarta, and the schools would be like, well, you take this in the dialogue and you divide the kids and put them in groups and make them practice speaking together, and you just teach speaking and da, 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 da. And I used to think that was the stupidest thing in the world, because the kids don't want to sit there and read to each other and have a conversation. They hated it. And it was never effective. But of course, that's what the principals, especially state schools, they wanted us to do. Mm-hmm. And that's where the idea came up, really, for creating a communications and speaking program where we would just pick a topic, like today, actually, that we don't really have a topic because it's the last one it's reviewed. Well, actually, it's protesters fail to stop play. But okay, usually we have a topic. So then with the vocabulary in there, and then as we're playing the game and learning the words and competing and having fun, conversation just starts naturally because people are talking about what they want to say. So without actually making students force them to practice communication, instead we base everything on, we let it grow as it goes, like we let it develop by itself. And that is so much more effective. And you can see with these guys, I mean, they can get their points across. And these are 13, 14-year-old kids from Vietnam that get almost no exposure to English other than the language centers and the YouTube videos they watch. So I find it very effective. I thought I'd throw that in there. Mm-hmm. All right. Implicit. Yeah. To imply through not plainly express. So this example was really good. The girls downstairs, I don't know if it was Tammy who did it. If you don't show more appreciation, I'll review my options. When I first looked at that, I thought it was a boyfriend and girlfriend. It's a business deal. That's quite implicit. Yeah, because there's a double meaning to it, right? There's a double meaning in there that he might take his business somewhere else without actually saying, if you don't smarten up, I'm going to do business somewhere else. So that's what the meaning of implicit is. Some reporters thought there was an implicit threat in the president's speech. So kind of wording things in a specific way, in an implicit way. Implicit. Yeah, this different feel today in this class. Very different, but very cool, but very different. All right, what do we got here? Cowboy boots.
Cobbler.
Cobbler. Bacon right off the top.
Very good.
I was waiting for the first one to come out. Shoemaker.
That should be in the book and good.
I thought about shoeman.
So that's four for Bacon.
And Bacon should have exploited it.
It's not in the book. I added this one.
I use my phone.
Use your phone, yeah. This is the other thing that we do in interest for speaking is that, in state schools, for example, public schools, kids are supposed to study it, memorize it, review before a test, and come in empty-handed, right? So it's really a lot about cramming and memorizing things in order to get a good mark on your tests. But in my opinion and Leigh's opinion, and we've had many discussions about this as we've been continuously designing, amending these programs and trying to improve them over the years, is that that's not how the real world works. In the real world, it's the people who find the solutions and find the answers fastest using whatever means necessary, which is wonderful why they invented a calculator, are the people who are going to advance faster in life and do better. So we actually make it a rule here that you should have multiple devices and use any resource possible to find the answer as fast as you can. So it's a little contradictory to what some of the state teachers would say. But again, our job here is to make sure they can communicate clearly, be able to articulate in a professional way when needed, and help them develop the real skills that they need to have when they face the real world. So yeah, that's part of the strategy here. So yeah, they have their Googles.
Do this work through a game.
Yeah. Cobbler. Yeah. That's what they call the shoemaker. That's right. So what do we got? Am I right here? Bacon's jumped way out front. He's got 4 points. John's got 2, and everybody else has got 1.
Yeah. Nobody's scared.
Oh my God.
You don't care.
I'm trying to gain my focus.
Meditate. All right. Cobbler it is. Let's go to the next one.
Master.
Well, it's very much like master.
Masterful.
No.
I'm not seeing picture.
Proficient.
Oh,
Bacon.
Professional.
Bacon, say it again.
Yeah. Proficient.
Proficient is correct.
Very good.
Proficient, to be very, very skilled at something, very good at something, very effective at something. I just read that Nikola Tesla, was a proficient speaker of 8 different languages.
Yeah, he's alien.
I think he was an alien. I think so.
Yeah. That's why his invention is not like widely accepted in his term.
You know, I've been doing a bit of research on that guy, and because he came up in one of the live streams that I did when we were doing, I think it was robots, right? And we talked at one point about electricity, I think, and he was in the vocab, and I realized doing research with this guy that I could do an entire 2-hour live stream just on Nikola Tesla, hands down. I mean, there are so many things that he has invented and was responsible for. There's debate on whether or not it was actually him that invented the light bulb and not Edison. They worked together at the same time. There's a lot with that Tesla guy. Pretty amazing accomplishments. You know, and in 1898 or whatever it was, he's the one that invented wireless remote control. All this stuff. It's just incredible what he did.
He invented things that people don't know what to do with until like hundreds of years later.
Yeah, no, he blew people away. Like, it was just ridiculous that how intelligent and inventive this guy was. You know, I mean, when you just think of the concept of inventing electricity, you know, I mean, that's just not just, you know, even kids go to school now and they take class in school and they still don't understand how it works. You know? Pretty incredible. Yeah, he's definitely interesting to read about. Proficiency, really good, Bacon. 5 points for Bacon. He's on fire.
Sure is.
All right. This has become quite a popular word since COVID, but not unknown, of course. This is a word that I have not been enjoying researching at all. Finding out a lot of truths I didn't want to know.
Government spending.
Government spending.
Subsidize.
Oh yeah. Jack, say it.
Subsidize.
The subsidy or subsidize. I'm letting you guys, because normally we play this game, it's a little more focused and they have to pronounce the word properly, or it's the Pavel rule where, like, Jack would have just said subsidize, and I would have said it's the right word, but you're not pronouncing it right, and then someone else would come along and steal the point from him.
Yes.
And that's why it's really
Usually, but again, today is a special.
Yeah, usually Gappy we have a problem with that.
And we made that rule a few terms ago when there was a fella, Pavel, who was in this class. He did up to interest 39, then he had to stop because of his present school schedule. But he had quite a bit of vocabulary, but he had a lot of problems with the pronunciation. And one class he was there and he would say the word, I don't remember what they were, and then I'd be like, well, I gotta say it right. And then one of the other guys would turn around and say it and take the point from him. And then he'd come up and he'd get the word the next time. And then again, the same thing, someone else would steal it from him. And he was getting a little upset.
Yeah.
Well, he was
Russian wannabe.
a Russian wannabe big time. Yeah, and he tries to work on his
He's a
Russian
fan of Russia even before the war. Long before the war.
This is way before the war. Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't support the war, but he was a big fan of Russian culture and all this stuff before. Subsidize. Yeah, when the government gives money to help corporations stay afloat or stay competitive. What does it say down here? The sum of money granted by a government or a public body to assist an industry or business so that the price of a commodity or service may remain low and competitive. Now, there were subsidized stimulus checks, which is kind of subsidizing people during COVID. That happened a lot. I was really shocked with some of these when I did some research on this. Boeing has received something like $15 billion from the governments in subsidies. I put car manufacturing in there because it's amazing how many billions of dollars these companies have gotten too from the government in the billions. Even Toyota got billions of dollars in subsidies. And I don't understand that because I thought Toyota was a Japanese company. Yeah, it's to the next one. This one will get me all upset and get myself in trouble, and I'll get my video banned. All right, this one was a tough one to find a picture too. So family, DNA, passport. It's not the greatest of pictures, so don't complain, Coco.
The origin.
I am not the of my mother and father.
Legalized.
Bacon?
Legalized.
Legalized.
Decriminalized.
Legitimate.
Legitimate. Bacon again. 6 points. Legitimate child. Legitimate. Yes. That means it really is your child. A legitimate identification, your passport, nationality, citizenship.
Well done.
Yeah.
It was a hard picture to try to figure out. That's all I could think of was like legitimate documentation, legitimate son, legitimate doctor. And because of the story that just came out in the States, this woman took her ex, they're divorced now, and took him to court to pay more alimony, more support for the children after their divorce, and they had 5 children. And I'm pretty sure it was the States. I hope I'm not wrong, but I'm sure it was the US. And turns out his lawyer, they turned around and they said, you know what? We want a DNA test on all 5 children because he had a suspicion that not all of them were his. So they ordered the DNA testing. Came back that all 5 children were from a different father.
Yeah.
Wow.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage. Yes, that's
Yes.
wow. That's wow. But in some ways, that's really good for him because he doesn't have to keep paying her for someone else's kids. But that's a horrible story when you think about it. You know, I laugh at it when I hear it because of the context of how, you know, like it's how it all played out. But in reality, it's a horrible story. Can you imagine raising 5 children that are not even your own? Oh my God. Wow is right.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. If you know that they're not yours, you have adopted them. That's really, really good. But if you didn't know you were adopting children, that's a bit different. Yes.
Well, yeah, because in court, it was she's suing him because she's saying that he's the father of the 5 children. Right, for alimony.
Exactly.
So
anyway.
Yeah. Crazy story. Crazy.
Can you sue yourself?
Can you sue yourself?
Maybe.
Because I read on the news that someone sued himself and he won. And he won.
And he won and sue my own conscience.
He got
I know someone
grand insured.
Right. I know someone who had the same thing at a company I worked for, and he was using a guillotine. A guillotine used to be the thing that cuts your head off.
Yeah.
But a guillotine now is a big, usually paper cutter. So, you you have this much paper.
Yeah,
and he was
press habit.
Yes, in your big printers, they will have a guillotine. He was putting the guard on the guillotine and the guard was made of plastic. So the guillotine cut his fingers.
Cut it right off. Yeah.
And the only way they could get money is the company who owned the guillotine had to sue themselves. No, they paid someone to sue them, and they lost, and their insurance paid out. They actually had to ask someone to sue them because their insurance wouldn't pay out. Very strange.
Crazy. Yeah, there are some crazy stories out there for sure. All right, so Bacon's got a 4-point lead. And how many words do we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so everybody's still in this. Still a chance. He's got a big lead, 4 points over John and Jack.
Wow.
This is an easy one. Don't even know why I put it in here.
Advertising.
The brand. Trademark.
Read the definition.
Franchise.
Oh my God, Bacon's on fire.
Allowance. Oh,
Franchise.
franchise.
Yes, to be able to buy a franchise from someone else or for yourself to franchise your business to have multiple locations. Yeah, that's tough. We tried to do that with New Way. That's very difficult.
Yeah.
There's the golden rule, the golden 3 of franchising in order to be successful. What the heck was it again? 3 locations in 3 different locations. They can't all be side by side. Operate all 3 of them for 3 years, and all 3 of them make a profit under different management. If you can pull those 3 off, then for 3 years, then you can legitimately say that you're a franchise. But to get to that stage,
yeah, you used to get to that stage, right? But now you don't.
It's tough. It's tough. Well, we had this conversation in class here about why we closed the school in Van Doorn, and and it was crazy. Lei and I were running the school in Kumfa, and then 20 kilometers away in another town. We were the first school in Van Doorn, and we started off with a bang, like we exploded right off the get-go. And then
there was a restaurant that you run.
Well, and that was another problem, trying to run a restaurant at the same time as well. Like my plate was too full. That is true. That did play a role in this. But as I explained to Coco, why did we close it? Because, we had hired another native to be the DOS there, another Canadian guy, and another Vietnamese woman to do the administrative side of things. But, trying to manage people and trying to get them to do things the way you want it done, and follow policies is not an easy task. Everybody wants to do things their own way. And it didn't take long for that explosion and success to implode very quickly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Very tough to run multiple businesses. It is not an easy task. I won't try again. I won't try it again. No, that was my experience.
So you operate the 3 center in how long? 2 years, right? Oh.
Well, how long was another nightmare story? How long we spent a lot of money.
I asked that you operate through the 3 center in Da Nang, Confined, Van Doorn in how long?
Oh, wow. Yeah, we got hit with a couple of hurricanes combined with tornadoes. Okay, really quick. I'm going to sum this up as fast as I can. What was it? 8 years ago, 2014, when Lei and I rebuilt New Way and changed the course of it, and everything took off really, really well. We were doing really, really, really well in the first few years. But then, of course, that's when language center after language center after language center after language center opened up on every friggin' street. It was crazy how much competition there was. So of course numbers slowed down, but then we went to Van Doorn, and that was the first time we tried to open up a second branch, and it took off really, really well at the beginning, like I said. But then, of course, because we just couldn't manage both, and you had to be there to run it, and there was we just couldn't do it. As soon as we moved to Van Doorn to try to rebuild that again, things started falling apart in Comfa. It was just ridiculous. And at the same time, Jeff, the Australian who lives in the Philippines, we made a deal with him, and he was going to move back to Vietnam for a few more years. And we were building an IELTS center in Ha Long Bay, 20 kilometers the other way. And we built the school and everything. We were ready to open up. It was May. We were getting ready to open up for the summer. It was the most beautiful school we had ever built. It was 4 floors. The OLC, the Open Learning Center downstairs, had, was it 29 computer stations, I think? Something like that. It was really nice.
All that.
And how long? Yeah. Well, it was 29, wasn't it?
I think 27 about.
Yeah. And then we had classes on the 2nd and 3rd floor. And then the 4th floor, I had converted the whole thing and built the kitchen in there as my apartment. Yeah. And I had already moved in. But then our friend Jeff got very, very severely ill in Australia, and he couldn't come to Vietnam anymore to manage that location for us and the IELTS center. So we ended up pulling the plug before we even opened the doors. So we just lost everything, the whole school, all the money, everything. We lost everything because it was impossible for us to run that school without having our manager. There was no way. It was we had to choose which one are we going to stay with. So we had to stay with the one that was already running. So that shut down. Van Dun shut down, and we just focused on the restaurant and Cam Pha.
The center in Cam Pha.
Which was okay. But we made a decision that we wanted to get to a bigger market. We wanted to move to Da Nang for many reasons. So the idea was to keep that going for a few years, and then we'll move to Da Nang and open up the new school here, and then eventually we'll close the Cam Pha school. But we got hit with a huge storm there too, because we moved here and signed the lease on the 15th of December, 2019. We started construction immediately. We built another beautiful center right across from almost kitty corner from the National University, right on a corner lot, 3 stories, really nice. And by the time we finished construction, we wanted to open up right after the Tet, which was the beginning of February in 2020. And all we got hit was with a lockdown from COVID, and we never got to open the school. And the landlord still wanted rent and everything else, but we couldn't open the business. And then that's when we had to completely convert everything into online to stay alive. And eventually we just couldn't afford to keep the building and not have the school open. So we moved again at Christmas, just this last Christmas, to a very similar size building, still the same business and studios in here now, but away from the commercial areas and a fraction of the cost to operate this place compared to the other one. So that was as short as I could make that story. But at one point we did attempt to open up 3 schools, but it didn't work. Lesson learned.
But you did well to survive. You've done very, very well. One of those would usually put pay to everything, and you survived 2.
We are lucky.
Keep your head above the water.
No, we are very lucky. In some ways, COVID was actually kind of a bit of a blessing for us, because it forced us to go into online, which is where we wanted to go over the next 5 to 10 years anyway. So, it kind of forced the cards, forced the hand to do it. There was no debating anymore, or we lost it. No choice. We go.
Like from Cam Pha to Van Dun to Ha Long is a short way, just 20 kilometers apart. But from Cam Pha to Da Nang is like half a country
kilometers.
Half a country.
It is half a country. 900 kilometers from Cam Pha
to here. Central of Vietnam.
So with that happening too.
Can I ask how long it takes to get from Cam Pha to Da Nang? And how do you drive? Is it a bus? Is it a train?
It's a plane.
It must be a plane. The train or the car would take too long.
It's like you're moving from the north to the center of the.
Let me take some research to get some exact distance.
Yeah, you're moving like 100 kilometers.
Lei and I actually do know this quite well because we actually went through this process. We hired a truck to pack up all the school and everything that we had in Com Pha to bring it to Da Nang. And it's 900 kilometers away because we're in the central of Vietnam now. You can do it any way you want: car, motorcycle, train, bus, or plane.
How much is it on a train? I really love trains. The most beautiful way to travel.
It is really famous, actually. It's really well known. The train runs all along the coast, and it's a beautiful, beautiful ride. And you can rent a sleeper in there, and it's only a few $100, I think. Not expensive, but it's very slow. It's like it's like a day and a half or something to go up to Hanoi from here. Very slow, but if it's for a trip, very good. Yeah, Coco?
I have done some searching, and from Com Pha to Da Nang is like close to 1,000 kilometers. If you drive by car, if you drive the car, you would take like 2 days straight.
Yeah, it's not like highways in Europe or Canada. It's not like you can go 120 kilometers an hour.
Even you take the highways, it still take a long time.
It's a very long time. It's all single lane roads and through villages and towns. No highways,
because Vietnam is crowded, for its size.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how much is a plane ticket then from the north to Da Nang?
Malay, you just flew up north. What did it cost?
It really depends. Actually, it can be like a few hundred. So that's how much? It's like 100? No.
Your ticket was what? 2-point-some million?
We can make it like a return ticket. 2 million then.
Yeah, so $100 return.
100. Okay.
100 US return.
Yeah.
That's not so bad.
No.
I'll be out to visit you. I promise I will be out to visit you all.
It is beautiful in central Vietnam.
And north. I will go to the north too to see all your fantastic students.
Yeah, the north is keep going.
We plan on having do like a show, actually do a live stream live up in the north again, maybe next year or the year after, and have a big party and a barbecue and set everything up with some of the people that we worked with at the restaurants and everything. And that way we can involve all the students from up there. So hopefully we'll be able to organize it when you actually come, and then you can be part of the event.
Love to.
I'm sure John will come with us.
Any excuse to travel around in Vietnam.
Yeah. So it's a big plan. We're definitely going to do it. Everything started up in that part of the woods. So we will certainly be doing a show up there, or a weekend event kind of thing for sure. But it's just gonna, not yet, but soon. All right. Bacon's kicking the GBs out of everybody here. The next word after franchise, to franchise your business. Yeah, but that's how the classes usually go. They start having conversation and discussion, and it's good practice. Bacon, go take a break. It's break time. I hear your mom calling. Pizza, pizza.
I think.
Deprived.
England moves ahead of ties Australia. Defeat?
Deplete.
Deplete. The city was depleted of its water. Well, deplete? Does deplete come from deprive? Depleted, deprived?
No.
He claimed that he had been depleted. No, depleted would be to gradually lose something, right? Depleted. Deprived means to be cut off.
I think deprived is, if I take your passport, for example, I deprive you of the right to fly, the ability to fly out of the country.
And deplete is to reduce.
It just happens. Gradually. Necessarily you do it to someone.
Deprive and I'm going to check here. Deprive versus deplete.
Very close though. Very close.
Yeah. Well, that was deplete. One of the classes, Coco had a really great question. He says, I'm confused with it too, because I have a very difficult time. I have to read like 4 or 5 times the definitions and the comparisons to actually explain the difference between humility. No, what is it? Modesty and humility. Is it modesty and humility or modesty and humble?
Yeah, humble.
Yeah, humble and modest.
I think those were the two
Oh,
words. And if you
right.
try to, even Google can't give you a proper explanation as to how they're different.
Mm.
Very difficult to explain that one.
Yeah, I just got them the synonyms.
I
Yeah.
haven't found it.
Let's see if I can get at. Again, I'm going to say deprived is when they cut something off, and deplete is something that's gradually being reduced, is what I'm going to say here.
Was deprived also mean originate from?
Originate from? Deprived from? No, I don't
You
think
mean
so.
derive?
Derive.
Yeah, derived.
That's right.
Yeah.
Derived.
Yeah.
That's right. This chapter examines how religious practice. Okay, that's not. No, it's not giving a good example. It's giving different examples of each. Okay, well, maybe after the vocab challenge, if we remember, we can come back and figure that one out. But they are different for sure. Oh, get the word up here. Sorry, guys. It's a nice picture, actually.
Oh, the Pope.
Yeah, I hope I don't get in trouble for this one. But I couldn't think of any other examples, and they weren't giving me many examples in Cambridge either. So, tough. Tough one. This is the tough one of the day.
Superiority in your speech.
To speak or write,
Superiority.
give opinion about something as if you know everything about it, and as if only your opinion was correct. Like totalitarian.
And I think that the picture of the Pope is a good hint, Trevor.
I think it is too, but I just kind of worried that I might get in trouble when this goes on YouTube.
That's a meme? The Spanish Inquisition or something?
Oh, the Spanish Inquisition is a really good example of this word too. Yeah. I know.
Nobody expect the Spanish Inquisition.
Pontificate.
You got it, Gappy.
Oh, very good. Well done.
Pontificate. Sorry.
You got it. Pontificate. Pontificate. Yeah, to pontificate.
That was such a tongue twister.
Good job, Gappy. Wow.
Wow.
6, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. Oh, 7. Gappy. Bacon's got 7 points. Okay.
Yeah.
Pontificate. I didn't. I had to look up the word myself. I wasn't sure what it was either. So I better check this.
I checked this, and this one have two meanings, and the one meanings directly led to the Pope.
One meaning is what? Coco?
One meaning is directly relevant to the Pope.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe I won't get in trouble then.
Oh,
Demonetize the video. I might have to repost it.
kai.
All right, this one here is not a word that we use very often, but it is kind of a manipulation or a brainwashing, a word that represents brainwashing. There's a famous movie from dogmatic. Yeah, it's like dogmatic. That's a synonym. It's not dogmatic. We already had that in one of our vocab challenges. It's a famous movie from, I think, 1956 called This. But this is kind of like, yeah, it's a... To manipulate someone, what is it?
Puppeting.
Puppeteering. That is puppeteering. It was really hard to find a picture, but basically you're brainwashing someone, making them think that they're insane, that it's that you know. Kinda, but
Gaslighting.
Yeah, you got it. Say it, Bacon.
Gaslighting.
Gaslighting. That is correct. Brainwash someone and to make them think that they're, and it happens in a lot of relationships, and parents too sometimes, they try to make their kids or their partner question their own sanity, and that only what you say, kind of pontificate to them all the time and make them unstable mentally so you can control them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's not unheard of, but they call it gaslighting or gaslight. Yeah. To gaslight.
To lighting the gas.
Well, I'm going to tease the girls downstairs now, because when they actually did the slide, because they do it in I give them the word list, and then they go and try to do their best so that they learn too, to find pictures and everything. Then I review it with them, step 3, to make sure that the videos correlate with the proper meanings. And then Lay goes through it for all the grammar and everything in the end, in the second parts. And it's 5 different levels that we go through to make sure these are ready for class and YouTube. But the girls, the first one, when I looked at this one and the gaslight came out, it was all these little gas lanterns. And
Yeah. Gaslight. Yeah.
Gaslights. It's exactly what the pictures and slides were.
Yeah.
Which is why we take all these steps before we use the class.
This should be interesting linguistically.
Yeah, it's
this should be the word that the word gas derived from.
I don't know where the origin of this word comes from. I didn't research it. It says it's an odd name, but I don't know what the history of that is. Again, something for another discussion after the break. Absent. Boom. All right. This is the only picture I could get, but this is kind of like when you go to the kitchen and you want to make a bowl of cereal, and you take the milk and the cereal and you make it, then you put the cereal in the fridge and you put the milk in the cupboards because you can't focus on what
mischief. Mischief.
No. Mischief is causing trouble.
But the way you describe is very troublesome.
Well, it's because you can't focus on one. You're not focusing on what you're doing.
Absent-minded.
Yeah, something minded.
Absent-minded.
Yeah, you're both right, but Bacon got it first. Is there a chance to actually tie a record today? No.
Your brain is absent.
No.
So they're absent, to not be there, right? So you're kind of doing things, but your brain is not there. Absent-minded. That is exactly what it is. My mom and dad used to call. I would come down and make a cup of coffee. I put the coffee in the fridge and put the milk in the cupboard. My mom would say, "You're so absent-minded."
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was the only picture I could get where the girl is
You're
just
dingus.
Yeah. All right, 2 left. Congratulations, Bacon, for winning the final lesson.
Yes.
At least you got some revenge and bragging rights on Gappy.
Because I was absent for some days.
You did. You missed a couple of classes, didn't you?
Yeah, I could win the challenge.
You missed two classes this term. That's correct.
The important one.
Well, it probably would have made a difference. The last couple of terms, it's been a pretty big showdown between Bacon and Gappy for the term champion.
Town is not big enough for
all right.
2 of us.
Yeah. There can only be one winner. We don't give trophies for 7th place.
Subconscious?
Subconscious? No. Oh, a bad video. You guys getting all this breakup? Tornado tore the house apart. Victims of an earthquake. Hurricane came through, pulling all the trees, roots out. Breaking the
smithing.
It's about aftermath. Yeah, that's 10 points today for Mr. Bacon. Holy macaroni.
Well, I'll take a break.
The aftermath of an event or something that happens. Yes. All right. The last word of the day today is going to be Oxford's word of the year for 2021. Very easy. But it's not what you think it is when you see the picture. This is voted word of the year.
Oh, vaccinated.
Yeah, it's not vaxxed. There you go, Jack. Actually, you said vaxxed, but that's part of it. The word is vax. That was voted by the lexicographers. How do you say that? Lexicographers at the Oxford English Dictionary voted vax as the word of the year. Not a difficult one, but I thought I'd throw that in there.
What the heck is vax?
Well, it's just short, but it's become a word in the dictionary now because it's so popular, right? Get your vax instead of saying
never saw vax.
No?
In communicating. No one said vax.
The big one is the anti-vaxxers. That's what you always hear.
You do.
Anti-vaxxers.
And we'll see if you guys can figure out the meaning of each one, because all of these words were added to the dictionary. Vax, vaxxed, unvaxxed, and anti-vaxxer. Yes. So that's why I thought I'd put that in there, because it is something that has just happened to end this. So let's try here. Let's try Bacon. What's the difference between unvaxxed and anti-vaxxer? What's the difference between unvaxxed and anti-vaxxer? Because there is a big difference.
It's on the image.
Image? No, not about image.
It's on the slide.
It's like someone who
can
doesn't
differentiate
agree with vaccinating people.
What is it again, Bacon?
Someone who doesn't agree with vaccinating people.
Which one? Unvaxxed or anti-vaxxer?
I'm anti-vaxxer.
So what's unvaxxed mean?
They didn't got the vaccine.
Yeah. Yeah, because like, for example, some of us are not vaccinated, but we're not against it. Right?
Yeah.
So if you want to get vaccinated, then get vaccinated. But if you don't want to get vaccinated, then don't. That means there just means they're unvaxxed. It doesn't mean they're against it. But anti-vaxxers are the people that are protesting against the well, no, that's not true. Anti-vaxxers are the people who are against vaccination. All right. Because I was going to say against mandates. And vax is just a short word like vet for veterinarian or veteran. Vax is vaccination. Did you get your vax? Yeah. Any questions?
No.
No.
All right. So normally we have a vocab list, which we rarely do at this level, but we probably should, but we never have enough time because we all talk too much. And then, of course, we have reading after that. So that's kind of how we do that, just for Giles and John to show part of how we run this program. And that is the end of our vocab challenge. And again, congratulations to Bacon for winning today. Congratulations.
Well done.
Jack.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, and thank you for inviting me to join in.
Well, it was a pleasure to have you guys join.
Thank you for having me. Yes. Good to meet some amazing students.
I'll say.
They are pretty good, but they certainly didn't make Australia or England look very good.
No.
Yes. I think if we did it in Vietnamese, I know what score I'd get.
No, they've done really well. I'm very, very proud of these guys. They've done very well for sure. They deserve their C1 certification from New Way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So on that note, I guess for the rest of us, we're going to take our break and then we're going to come back. So it's 8:45 now. And I guess this is goodbye for Giles and Mr. John. And again, we want to thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And thank you guys as well.
It's been a pleasure.
And we
It's
hope
very
that we can welcome Giles, right? Here in Da Nang.
Yes.
Well, maybe, yes. Next Ramadan.
Oh, you've already got 6 new friends. Seven friends here now.
I will
John's
see you
already
there.
here. And if you time it right, you're going to see all these guys too.
Right. Well, April next year.
April next year sounds like a good time. Sounds like a very good time. Sounds like
Oh, sure.
Forward to it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Be good.
All right, guys. Have a good day in Saudi. Don't
you so much,
stay in the sun
and,
too long.
Right.
Thank you, Miss Lay. Thank you, John. John, we'll have to
Thank
get
you,
together and
everybody.
make some food
Hope to
soon.
see you again.
See you again. I'd love to catch up with you all. See you, John. See you, everyone.
Thank
Break
you.
time.
See you, Miss Lay. And see you, Trevor. And see you, boys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, Mr. John.
Child.
Yo, Jack, you want to play Grand Peace Online?
Yes, I want to play.
You what?
Yes, great journey. We had ups and downs, and I'm really happy about it.
It was fantastic. It was one of the best.
Been a long way.
My friend.
It's really great that you were able to come back and finish the last one with us too, Coco. That was awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Buck, really good. Zach, Coco,
Yes.
Happy. I'll talk to you guys all really, really soon.
It's been great years, guys. Good luck on your journey.
Congratulations. Talk to you soon.